Okay, hi. Okay, I've been hiking straight uphill. I don't know how long. But it's getting cloudy and I should probably head back down. So, I'm not gonna finish this trail. I'm at Dog Mountain and Gallia recommended this trail while I was staying at the hot springs in Carson, the resort. Highly recommend that. Gonna write a nice review for them. Anyway, I'm doing an R&R and oh wow, look at this. Oh my gosh. Is that saying come sit on me or what? I just turned on the video and this log appears. It's huge. It's like a buffalo. I'm gonna pretend I'm sitting on a buffalo. It was really cold, so I put my coat on and then I got more sweaty. This is all sweat. This is just sweat. Okay, let's see if I can get up here. Oh, I did. Holy mackerel. I need a little footstool for this place. Okay. All right, I'm keeping my shoes on. My frequency should be pretty high. I've been experimenting how to get into parasympathetic nervous system, because that's what I heard yesterday was become an expert on your body's autonomic nervous system, meaning your relaxation versus your fight or flight. So our stress puts us in fight or flight. It's the adrenaline, it's the catecholamines, the stress hormones. When your stress hormones move throughout your body, they send blood and oxygen in the blood to the major muscles, the running muscles, the fighting muscles. And blood to the other places is diverted from your more subconscious muscles, like your heart and your lungs and your digestion and your uterus. Okay, so if you're thinking about having a baby or being a mom, you gotta practice relaxation, which is why hypnobirthing is really brilliant, actually. Not only is it going to teach you to relax for birth, but it's going to teach you the power of relaxation and in all of your life, and all of the needs of the life of a mom or a person. Relaxation is important for everyone. And another theme that's been coming up is that we're manipulated. This podcast is not for the people who want to deny that the world's been manipulated, because that is part of it. And you're waking up. What made you asleep in the first place? Your consciousness was shut down intentionally by someone who wanted to control the population, control the species, control the planet. And this is the end of that. So that's part of the story. And if you don't want to look at that, go on your merry way and good luck with that. You'll probably be back. So, but that's okay. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm okay with being wrong. It's more interesting if I'm wrong, actually. So I'm sure Jocelyn and Rosalind have something to say. Dear Kellie, what a gorgeous location you've chosen. You didn't make it to the top, did you? You're going right back down after this. But what a lovely little stump you found. Oh my gosh. Yeah, we like Dog Mountain. It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. Gallia's right. There are wildflowers up there, but they're hit and miss, you know. Depends. They have to have the right conditions. And you feel good, don't you? You've been relaxing. You carved out a little space for yourself. The first thing you did after you booked that flight was you booked that hotel. Good for you. Good for you that you chose to make your well-being a priority. And it's all working out. It's lovely. It's definitely showing up as the right decision, and it's all working out with synchronicity. You deserve it. Enjoy it. What would we like to talk about today? Well, you were wondering about So a couple of side notes that were made earlier that were not completed. One of them was, why is it that people who are accountable for themselves will be given the information to change the world, and they will be supported energetically by the light? Well, the reason you were separated in the first place from your source is an exploration in free will. Okay, it was an exploration in contrast. It was an exploration in separation. It was disharmony. It was competition. It was, okay, all of these themes, right? And that was the dominant energy, because that's where human consciousness was being held. Oh, there's people coming. And I'm getting cold. Hi. Hi there. I just thought this was a bench.
Oh, it's such a great bench. Are you kidding me?
Right?
Bench of all. Sorry, body.
No, enjoy. Oh, they're sweet. See, I'm friends with everybody on the trail. See, she thought it was a good, these are my people. Best bench. She doesn't know it's a buffalo, but it's okay. She probably would laugh with me if I said that. Anyways. Okay, so separation energetically, it's a scientific thing. You can just talk to someone in music or harmonics, like it's a science. Kellie has not studied that at all. She doesn't know anything about that. But there is scientific explanations about entropy. Is that the word that's been lingering for a long? I gotta look it up. Does it mean the opposite of harmony, entropy? Anyway, okay, so there was disharmony in the creation frequency, okay? That's what the Big Bang was expressing. And I'm not really sure what order it was. The Big Bang harmonious and then it all, whatever, I don't know. But the point is that the planets were already recording the entire timeline. And the minute that it was, the time doesn't exist, okay? From the fifth dimension, time doesn't exist. So this is all just a structure that has a beginning and an end. The moment that creation was created in the 3D, meaning it had tangibility to it, it was also finished. It was completed. Time, the minute time began, it was finished, because it doesn't exist. It's part of a dream, you know, and a dream actually comes in as a download. Anyway, so the ending has already happened. You're choosing to be right here for whatever reason that you're choosing to be right here in time and space. Your consciousness is choosing for this focal point to exist for whatever reason. We don't need to go into that. But there is an ending. And if part of your reason for being here is to experience the traversing towards that ending from where you are, then you can do it. You can find the ending of this whole world, and then you can get there as quickly as you like, because your mind is in control of everything. You don't even have to be here. If your mind knew how to get out, it would, but it has certain veils over it of forgetfulness that are keeping you here because you chose to be here with those veils. You chose this very specific, frustrating experience on purpose to be here. So this point in time, towards the end of the 3D reality, it's bringing things back to harmony from being separate, from being in discordant energies, from being in conflict, and moving back towards cooperation. Everything's moving back towards a harmonious union. All of the opposites are becoming merged. The polarities are merging. That's what's happening on Earth energetically. The polarities are merging. So you're learning about that. You're learning about what that looks like in the third dimension. That's why you're here. You're not here to be the CEO and to have the boathouse. You're not here for the body or the love. I mean, those are fun. But you're here to bring harmony. If you're watching this video, that's the point of Kellie's timeline, which she shares with a collective of people, and all of those people share the same, at least that. We may have different purposes for being here, but one thing that I'm sharing with anybody watching this is the return to union with Source, which means return to harmony. And you're at the turnaround. You're at the turnaround from separation towards union. So instead of the power being in the hands of the people who are creating conflict and separation, it's just energetically the flow now that the power is going to be in the hands of those who want to heal the world and want to bring unity. It's energetically the foundation of creation at this time, because you've passed the point of the halfway point. Okay, it's the star system. It's the 2600 year cycle of Aquarius. No, Pisces is over, and Aquarius is the beginning, and Aquarius is the dawn of the new age. Okay, yes, they told you New Agers are evil. Of course they did. There couldn't be more peaceful people than the New Agers, except for the Luciferians, and they're not New Agers. It's different. Okay, be discerning. Don't just trust what people say. Okay, your heart is the filter that will teach you what the truth is. So how is it? Go deeper into that. How is it that power is going to be given? Well, okay, for example, energetics of separation are not sustainable. Okay, if you have a frequency of conflict, then you're not going to be able to build any cooperative system on that, on a frequency of conflict. So it's basically like anybody who's still stuck in conflict energetic mentality, they're just going to be slower than everybody else. You know, they're not going to be able to get off the ground with their ideas. It's just they're going to be distracted by getting grumpy at everyone. Whereas the person who they're heart centered and they're listening to the light and they're owning their responsibility, they have a solid foundation. Their feet are solid underneath them. They're aware. They're paying attention to all of the directions around. The nearby stuff is important to them. They're interested in the people and animals and community around them, and they're paying attention and they're helping where they can. And then as they help, other people want to help them back. As they take care of the elderly that lives next door, that elderly can send blessings to them, and then they benefit from that. It's just a positive feedback loop where when you take responsibility for yourself, you grow a firm foundation, and only success can come from that. Success looks different to everybody, but having a firm foundation and having a clear mind and a clean body and the ability to relax and allow for your mind to receive as much oxygen as possible, because the right neurotransmitters are properly working to allow for the maximum potential of your chemistry, your neurology and your physiology. It's all functioning well because you're in a relaxed, harmonious state. You're not in a state of chaos, which comes from conflict and toxins. Okay, when you live toxin free, which is part of Kellie's goal with the farm, right? We don't have to deal with all the shipping, and we are going to have some shipping, but it's going to be, it's a new framework of society. It's a new idea, an old idea, but also a new idea, that we can have pockets of communities instead of these conglomerates in the city that are just completely unsustainable. That's how they've convinced you of climate change, is they just show you how terrible cities are. They create the problem, then they create the solution that actually only serves them. What is the real solution? Let's just stop and think about it. As a kid, Kellie remembers the wisdom she gained as a kid when she went camping and she was happy. She couldn't forget that. She's raising kids and she's like, gosh, my happiest time as a kid, we all do this, right, as parents? My happiest time as a kid was camping. I want my kids to go camping. And then you're camping, you're like, why don't I do this longer? And she just thought, why don't I just live here? Why don't I just live? And then she'd go to like the Renaissance fair and she's like, this is kind of like camping, but it's a little bit more like, organized, and like there's community. Maybe I could have a community while I'm camping. Okay. That's how it grew. And then nothing else sounded better. It just sounded like the best. But now she wants hot springs and a zip line and a Waldorf teacher and a coffee shop and some cob houses. And yeah, okay, it grew, right? An earth ship that has a terrarium and black water systems that feed the swamp, that cleans the water so everybody learns about how water filters through earth. Okay, I don't like composting toilets. I don't get them. That's just so much maintenance. No thanks. Okay, so the reason why the people who are accountable for themselves are going to be the ones getting the ideas and the first of all, you start being curious about channeling when you start asking yourself, there must be something out there that can help me. When you start thinking that, and you're heart-centered, okay, and you've hurt enough that your compassion for others has garnered you the wisdom that you don't want other people to hurt either, okay? You don't want people to hurt. You don't want any more karma. You know there's something else out there that can help you. Because all the humans really should be on the same level, right? Humans are all limited. There is not one human that knows what's best for everyone else. Everyone's got their own filters. So nobody else, it doesn't matter how healthy or wise or educated they are, they can't solve your problems because your problems came from the very unique circumstances that were delicately crafted throughout your childhood by your Holy Spirit and the team of elders that you sat with to agree to this specific lifetime. You planned your challenges so that you would overcome. Your challenges are not obvious to anyone else because everyone else judges the world according to what they think is right or wrong. But your right or wrong is unique to you because there are things from your past life that no one else even knows happened. You probably don't even know exactly what you're here to do. So there's no manual. You got to be in the moment and you got to listen to your heart. And when you do that, you expand into a higher consciousness because your heart is a portal to your higher self. Your heart is a portal to your higher self. And you don't know it yet, but you're craving that. You're craving that return to your higher self. So as you start to channel, you start to bring in the light. You start to bring in a foundation not only of success in the 3D, but you bring in a foundation of expanding your consciousness. And you're going to end up in the 5D. It's just the path. It's happened to other species before. We know what it looks like. Okay? You will. We know you will. But take your time. Take your time playing here while you're here. But if you're watching this video, it's not going to be long before you're putting all of this stuff into action. And you're realizing that in order for me to be successful, I have to care about my neighbors. I have to care about my health. I have to care about getting some sleep at night. I have to really think about coffee. They told me to give up coffee. I don't know if I can give up coffee. I'm not ready to do everything that they tell me to do. But that's okay too. That's okay too. Have compassion. Take it slow. Enjoy it. If you can't give it up, just enjoy it. It's a win-win. Okay? And the more you contemplate this, the more it makes sense that it's a return to light. What is light? Wisdom, power, creativity, love. That's where the power is. And that's where the strength is. That's where the clarity is. That's where the truth is. Everything else is just going to make less and less sense. And everyone else is just going to look more and more asleep as you start realizing what your true priorities are. Your true priorities are just to exist happily, regardless of what you're able to accomplish. Just be happy right now. Don't worry about anything. If there's something happening right now, run for shelter, okay? But if there isn't something happening right now and you just kind of wish everything was safe, 5 years down the line and you didn't have to worry about anything, well, Take a breath, feel the earth beneath your feet, and go, I'm okay right now. I'm okay right now. What can I celebrate? What can I be grateful for? Who smiled at me today? Wow, that was nice. This cat just loves me so much. She just loves me so much. She makes me feel special. The birds, I saw an egret yesterday. I thought, hi. They flew by for me. I know they did. Or a heron, or I don't know what it was. It was in flight. Anyway, that's the answer. Kellie never knows if any of this is going to be worth listening to again. That's why she's going to go listen to it now and hope that her battery will get her back down the mountain. Probably won't need it. It's a pretty obvious trail. Okay. I send blessings out to... I am going to make this a specific prayer right now to all the women, especially the mothers. To the mothers who put the time in and lose the sleep and sacrifice for those kids. Listen, we've been doing